Puberty makes humans worthwhile.
Welcome to another episode of Tales from the Void podcast. I bring you your glorious hostess.
I'm Sean.
Hey, I'm Josh.
I'm Mike. Let's rock and roll. All right, fellas. People tell us people are bad. People who are good tell us people are good. So are they bad or good? And if they're good, what proof do you have? Josh.
Love is probably going to be my answer for a lot of things.
So our humans' capacity for love is what makes people inherently...
I think so because to me, love is like, it really is a kind of, it attaches itself to everything, right? Like to me, without love, I think everything extends to it, from laughter to creating music, compassion, understanding. I think all of that is really forgiveness. It all comes from love, and I think that when we are good and we are at our best and we are being the better, it is absolutely our capacity for love.
Outstanding. I would agree with that. That's definitely a strong start.
Thank you.
That would be the bare bones. That would be the foundation of why humans are good. It's because if you think about it, if you're doing something outside of the realm of loving, you're doing something wrong, right?
Sure.
Wouldn't it be you would lack the compassion and the loyalty and you would lack the important things.
You would lack what it is to be human.
Right.
It's kind of why I really, really loved that part, the speech that Anne Hathaway gives about love in Interstellar.
Yeah.
My thoughts kind of on that were really very much so in alignment with that, in that, isn't love kind of like the one thing, like the true great, like unknown, the one thing that like you just can't explain or describe, like maybe we just truly don't understand or get it. Maybe it is coming from something much, much higher than us.
I think that's true. I think there's a lot to be said about the deep river that is, that love, because we give it a name, we call it love, but what is that really?
Right.
It's like an innate compassion. But again, I feel like even the worst offender, the worst person on earth still has that little spark. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the capacity is there for everybody. Whether or not people tap into that, that's a whole other question. But, when you see actions being done against other human beings or against animals or against nature, there's something in it that is anti-human in a way, right? It's
yes.
inhumane to do certain
absolutely
things, and it seems like it stems from the walkabout, like going away from love and compassion and kindness and that kind of thing. I mean, you experience it in your daily life
almost
too.
Away from our purpose, you might say.
Sure. And don't you feel like really dirty if you do something wrong? I mean, you feel like naughty dirty is one, but you feel like actually dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Naughty? I don't know about naughty dirty, but yeah.
Have you ever gone to bed after doing something? Maybe you said something and it wasn't a slip up. You said it because you wanted to say it to somebody.
But
you went to bed, you were
like a terrible person.
I am a fucking half.
Yeah.
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 So, I mean, that action, you could look back and say, man, I didn't do that
But you know what? When we slip up and we fall and we make mistakes like that, coming from the other side, not only being able to forgive yourself, but being forgiven on the other side, all stems from love.
I feel like we rely on other people as well for that love and forgiveness. So it's almost like, if you want to say there's something out there that's a little bit deeper than what the spark is inside of us or what's innate within us, it would be that I would say we're all one in a way. I mean, obviously we're all one. We're all made out of star stuff. I love saying that.
It's a good one.
Well, mine, I kind of took a little walk with mine. I feel like parts of humanity that have come out, as time goes on from ancient cultures to now. Literature, and just something that separates us from even the animal in a way, or the plant or anything else, is that we sit down and we have thought, and we can actually express that thought, and we can take others on a journey. If I could quote Carl Sagan, he says, "What an astonishing thing a book is. It's a flat object made from a tree with flexible parts on which are imprinted lots of funny dark squiggles. But one glance at it and you're inside the mind of another person, maybe somebody dead for thousands of years. Across the millennia, an author is speaking clearly and silently inside your head directly to you. Writing is perhaps the greatest of human inventions, binding together people who never knew each other, citizens of distant epochs. Books break the shackles of time. A book is proof that humans are capable of working magic. They permit us to voyage through time, to tap the wisdom of our ancestors." So to me, this is one of the things that sets us apart and that makes humanity great. From Shakespeare to Tolstoy, Dickens to Twain, Hemingway to Chaucer, right? You have all these amazing authors. You have fiction writers. And then you also have literature, books, articles, things that came out that could change the geopolitical climate, can tear down centuries of old thinking and reshape our worldview. So that tons of stuff just birthing from literature and the written word.
I really like it, and actually, I really do love that quote. For me, though, and I'm a reader, so I love all of that stuff. But I would think that I'm gonna say that man's greatest invention is music.
Well, music is also, I don't know, I would categorize it as part of the arts.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But in this setting of what makes humanity so great, when we see something wrong, we can voice it through, obviously vocal means, but we can also voice it through written words. So you had great books. The Republic by Plato, that's going way back. These are setups for theories on forms of how governments should operate and how they should treat their citizens. You have The Rights of Man by Thomas Paine. That was written to defend the French Revolution, ended up being part of the American Revolution. Walden by Henry David Thoreau. He lived isolated on Walden Pond by himself and wrote this book, and it was all basically is used by people who want to, kind of live out by themselves in the wilderness. Just really cool stuff, of course, in Isaac Newton.
I do.
Huh?
I do.
You want to? Hey, it wouldn't be such a bad idea, huh? Yeah, Isaac Newton wrote the Philosophy and Natural Principles of Mathematics. It was written while Cambridge was closed because of the plague. So Newton wrote this book, and it was basically about gravity, mechanics, calculus, light, and color, and it set the stage for modern day thinking on math and physics and all kinds of stuff. So I feel like that written word is what we carry forward, and there's no greater, I guess, culture other than man that can actually do something like that. So
I would use it, and Sean could probably jump in and agree with me here, but I would say that it's one of those great tools that I like to use. I mean, this is, even what we're doing is just spoken word. So it's very related in a way, but yeah, writing is one thing that I even personally like to do, that it's a very good release for me.
Yeah, it's release, and at the same time, you can use it as release. You can use it for reasons for yourself. You can use it for reasons for others.
I try for both.
And you can help. This is a medium you could use to help. I mean, just like again, radio, television, stuff like that. But writing is definitely, it's something that binds us to our ancestors.
Hopefully, being one of those people, I always wondered how many great novelists and storytellers didn't get a chance to tell their story because they were just shit writers.
Tons.
Like, what goes on up here in my head is absolute gold, but I go to put it on paper and it becomes like banana yogurt soft 4.
Magenta.
Yeah.
But right now, there's that pop. Right now, right now is a great time because you can put out your absolute shit a lot easier on the internet.
Yeah, look, we do it every Monday. I'm just kidding. No, we met a guy today. We went in to grab a sandwich, and this guy was just a font of
my God.
American Civil War knowledge. He actually blew me away.
He saw our beards and he goes, "Oh, bearded brethren." I was like, "Oh, this fucking guy." And then he started talking about people from the Civil War, not just Grant and Lee and all that.
Like, not the people you normally know. I mean, he was name dropping.
Scoop, we got to go in there one day and I'll show you the wall. There's this doorway, and on the doorway are all these pictures of not very well-known Civil War soldiers, generals, what have you.
Amazing beards, by the way.
Fantastic facial hair. Do you remember the name of the one guy?
The one guy
That just, his mustache ate his face?
Yeah, it was like, and I pointed him out, and I even told the guy, I'm like, look, this guy gives no fucks that he can't eat a sandwich anymore.
He wasn't getting a sandwich from Second Street Sub Shop.
It was done.
He has like an assistant hold the stash up.
Right. But this is the kind of thing we're
damn
talking
it, Mary,
about. Like,
cut my sandwich.
here's a guy who by all rights probably couldn't express himself in the written word as much, but should probably have an autobiographer following him around.
He'd be a real terrible teacher the way he was talking to us about this stuff.
There is that too. But it was so cool. You just give somebody a pass sometimes to talk, and you learn so much from it. But same with that's the thing with this whole written part is that's what I feel is so great, or one of the things that I feel is so great about us, because we can pass knowledge on to the next generation. Whereas DNA is really tricky. So DNA has millions of lines of code essentially, and it's ingrained in us to have reactions to certain things, to have a flinch reaction when somebody's swinging at us, or to cover our face. You know, if something's coming at us, our first inkling is to protect our heads, stuff like that. Instincts. So those, I don't think we can sit down and really write those out and say, well, back in blah, 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 this is why we do this. We only know that we do it because something maybe happened at some point, and now it's written in the memory and the code of our physical makeup. But with the written word, you can actually, and literally, for the first time ever using the word literally correctly. You can literally pass that information on to the next generation and let them know things. If we didn't have the great authors and the great writers, nonfiction and fiction alike, I mean, what is there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, not much. I mean, your microphone came with a manual. You know, somebody had to sit down and figure out everything about it and how it works.
In many languages. Yeah, you guys did. I appreciate that.
And you're welcome. But yeah, that things like this are important, I think, and it can't be dismissed lightly. So life after death, what is there? Do we have any knowledge of what we're doing in life and where that's going to land us after we check out? What do you guys think?
How many people have died and come back and went, oh, you're wrong. We go here.
How many that we know of?
None.
Mwah, mwah.
But I will say this. So death has always gripped the imagination and curiosity of mankind. We dream about it. We write books about it. And whole religions are based on what happens after life. And many men have used that, actually, in the threat of damnation for their own selfish ends. So that leads followers astray and puts off potential believers. And we have many religions who use, life after death and that experience, to their own ends. But there are a couple cool little tidbits. There's the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Have you guys heard about that?
I don't know much about it, but I've definitely heard of it.
Yeah, apparently, and it says here, is a Tibetan text that is written by a Tibetan monk, and the Book of the Dead describes in detail the stages of death from the Tibetan point of view. It chronicles the experiences and religious opportunities a person encounters at various stages while dying, at the moment of death, and during the 49-day interval between death and rebirth.
That's
and
very
then at
specific.
Rebirth. I mean, someone wrote this down thousands of years ago.
49 days.
49 frickin' days. Not 49 days in a touch. Just
No.
49.
That seems
spot
like a
on.
long time to wait.
Well, being
Patience is a
born
verb. True.
being born takes 9 months. That's a long time. 49
Yes.
days in contrast, month and a half. It's not bad.
I will say, do you mind if I jump in real quick?
Jump all
Just
over
because
it.
I want to play off of what you opened up with.
Get your tennis shoes on.
I'm sorry, Sean, did I cut you off? I am much more interested in life rather than death, as you put it, becoming a lot of these people become fixated with death and all that. I'm definitely infinitely more curious in life because, well, I mean, it's what we're doing. It's what we're here for.
That's what we're
every
doing
day.
now.
Every day,
Certainly.
yeah, every minute. So I'm definitely more vastly interested in that because I am very interested in. I'm interested in getting it right. I don't know. Maybe I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe none of us know exactly what that means.
Yeah,
But
that's a tough one.
I believe that there is some kind of purpose and everything. And I just to throw my ticket into the hat real quick. I'm gonna kind of just point towards love again. Told you my themes were gonna be very similar. But I think it could all have something very to do with relating to love again, and maybe that's what we need to get right in order to move on.
Maybe. I think there's a death culture. You know, a lot of again, I think it's a cultural thing as much as it is a religious thing. I think there's a death culture which is interested in
Live
too
right,
interested
live
in
right
what
to
happens.
die right.
Sure, but
LRDR?
this LRDR WWSD. I think there's a lot more to it than just living right. I think dying right and saying living right and dying right is all cool and great, but I think there's something deeper here. I think we can see that we're living now. What happens if we're also living after we die? So what if there's a vast nether where we're not even taking it into account? But it's cool because, again, we just talked about the Tibetans. That is also like a very Eastern philosophy, is to be concerned only with the moment and not worry about what's going to happen later on.
Yeah.
And certainly it's true. It keeps you here and now.
Right.
But for this particular subject, just talking about like the human soul or the consciousness.
Sure.
So we could say consciousness is energy, and our understanding of energy is that it cannot be created nor destroyed.
And I think we're all on that same page, right? I think we all strongly believe that we have souls. We are souls.
From a more scientific standpoint, our consciousness is energy. So according to the laws of physics, as we know, it can't be created or destroyed. So we carry on, maybe not the way we envision it or the way others envision it for us. But I think a lot of people confuse life after death as an idea meant solely for the religious and the spiritual.
Right.
And they don't consider that it's something for them as well. So I think it's a concept that like a well-fitting suit we can all put on. I think we can all have that understanding that there is something. It might not be what you think it is, but there's something.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of why we're talking about it, is because A, we don't really know,
We have no idea.
and and B, that's kind of why we're just chit-chatting about it to see what we think.
Or do we know? Experts believe the brain shuts down within, I wrote it down, 20 to 30 seconds after the heart stops beating. So they feel like that is the moment. Obviously, that's the moment they check their watch and they're like, time 4:30 a.m. This guy's, call it or whatever. When the guy looks up and shakes his head.
Even though people come back like minutes after
People
they
come
Yeah,
back
yeah.
minutes. But this is the cool thing about people coming back minutes later. Southampton University scientists, they found evidence that awareness can continue several minutes after clinically being adjudged as dead. So they did the largest study that's ever been done. They took these, I don't know how many people, a couple thousand, I think. Yeah, 2,000 people who suffered cardiac arrests at 15 hospitals in the UK, US, and Austria. And they found that nearly 40% of people who survived described an awareness during the time when they were clinically dead before their hearts were restarted. One man recalled leaving his body entirely and watching his resuscitation from the corner of the room. Despite being unconscious and dead for 3 minutes, the 57-year-old social worker from Southampton recounted the actions of the nursing staff in detail and even described the sounds of the machines. So it goes on to say that he described the exact beeping of the machines, and they knew that it beeped every 3 minutes. So he heard it twice. So he heard it the first time was 3 minutes after he had died. He was sitting in the corner of the room, and he had heard it a second time while he was already dead. So he was dead for like 6 minutes, and before they before he came back, which is crazy. And there are just over 40%. That's crazy.
And is it possible that maybe we technically stay alive a little bit longer than maybe our vital signs are showing? Like maybe there's still a little bit of reserves in there, if you will.
Well, that's what the 20 or 30 seconds is. But these are minutes and minutes past. This is
Right.
like there's no oxygen going to the brain, zero nourishment going in, and the guy's sitting in the corner of the room observing himself. So he's no longer in his physical body anyway. So one would think, okay, in the consciousness of after being dead, this guy is hearing the beeps, listening to the nurses talk about specific things and can recall them. So he's in here somewhere, when actually he said he was sitting watching them do it from the corner of the room.
Did they call it? Did he remember like the time that they called it?
The man described everything that had happened in the room, but importantly, he had heard the beeps from the machine, etc., etc. So he seemed credible, and everything that he said happened to him actually happened. Of the 2,060 cardiac arrest patients studied, 330 survived, and 140 of those were surveyed. 39% said they had experienced awareness while being resuscitated. So maybe the act of resuscitation, something like that. But still, the biggest study ever done, and almost half of the people who survived have a story about living past the time you would be considered dead. So pretty crazy.
And most of them just kind of described seeing their death, seeing
Similar things. Some people
being witness to
outside of
being witness
outside of
to.
themselves.
Weird.
Does it have a list of what faith they were?
No, but I would assume most of these people are probably from various faiths, all the way up to no faiths.
Anytime you're going to do a study,
you don't pull from one pool.
Yeah.
But then again,
I
they
do
pulled
it just
from
to
one.
find out.
They pulled from one pool of cardiac arrest patients, so that
Right.
was their only focus. That would be interesting to see if they pulled information from that. But
it would
Well, yeah.
probably be all over the board. I would imagine.
yeah, most of this
In
stuff
your
doesn't
face,
say.
they're all Catholics.
So, so I mean, so there's this kind of thing. There's also this whole brain dead thing too, where people who have come out of comas or have brain damage or had been announced as brain dead.
Are we going to start talking about flatliners?
Man, I haven't seen that movie in 30 years.
I haven't seen it in a long time either. It just
Yeah.
you talking about that story made it come to mind.
Well, it's crazy because it's the same thing. Here are these people who are supposedly they're no longer there, and they can recall visitors and times and people coming in and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So kind of crazy, right? So we shouldn't even have those experiences technically. If there's just this black and white line, just boom, you're dead. There's nothing.
I like to think that I like to kind of think of it as being the oldest tale of all. Really is a light versus dark. That's the way that I like to kind of see it. I know we've bantered a little bit back and forth about whether or not you are doomed to repeat until you get something right, or whether or not you get your one shot and you better make the most of your one shot. I like to think that we are kind of fighting, regardless of which side you do want to go on, that we are kind of fighting to get something right, just because it's a little bit more romantic to me.
Sure. And again, everyone has like their own idea. So
Mhm.
even if we take Christianity, which has 30,000 sects of Christianity in the United States alone, from Catholic to Baptist, et cetera, they all have their own like rules and regulations according to the same exact text. So it's like everyone's reading the same thing, and they're all reading from the Bible, and they've all taken their own paths.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're all envisioning that afterlife in a very different way. Some people literally, some people taking it figuratively.
Well, that's what I was going to say. When I say that, I mean, when I say light versus dark, I mean take that and interpret that in your own way, however that means to you.
Somebody's gonna interpret it their way, and they're gonna say this is
Right.
what Josh meant.
If you look,
That's how God feels. I'm pretty sure that's how God feels.
Well, however you want to, however you need to. That's it can be interpreted and bent towards whatever you think. So I don't mean that to be one literal meaning.
Yeah, and again, even though you have some text or some books, or I mean, from the Tibetans, the Buddhists, the Christians, the God knows what, tons and tons and tons, and everyone could pull from the same text and all see different things.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a problem with the text. I think it's our interpretations and what we've decided is going to be the afterlife in a way.
Hey, Sean, where are you going to go when you die?
Right to hell.
Oh.
I don't believe that.
Says,
I don't either. No, I it's one of those things. I don't have a belief that I'll go to heaven or hell. I don't know what I believe right now. So I'm living the life that I just want to be a good enough person to where if there is one or the other, I go to heaven. Kind of playing it safe, if you will.
Yeah, plus, you know what? There's a lot more enjoyment in life. I don't care how many bad people there are or how much control they have over this. And I quoted Carl Sagan earlier, over a fraction of a dot. You know, all those bad people who fight and kill and do all this kind of stuff, and they sit in palaces of high power. Yeah, but man, you suck. Like, your life, stupid. You're dumb. You know, Kim Jong-un and all that business. You, my friend, you want to live, I don't care if it's a meek, humble life. If you're treating others kindly, dude, you're living like a king. No king could even come near that kind of richness in life, you know?
Yeah,
Otherwise, you're just a fucking cunt.
Right. That's kind of, with me, the more, the older I get and the more days pass, I'm definitely more attracted to the idea of being a source of light, of being a source of hope, around for other people. I'm just kind of eager to always be the best person that I always can be every single day, and I want to share my heart, and
And it doesn't always work out.
I know that. I know.
But that's what you're saying.
I was just gonna say
The fight and the struggle is always. That's the thing. Some people don't even want to fight or struggle to try to be good. As Sean, put it, he wants to be as good as he can be, so that if there is one, he's checking in to his room 420 because that's what he likes.
Well, one. See, you say one. I was just gonna say that. I like the idea of, because I am kind of a hopeless romantic, but like I don't know if my heart is meant for one. It's lately feels like it's kind of meant for everyone.
It's good, man. And you know what? It is. I think everyone's is meant for everyone. Be honest with you.
Fair enough.
Is that a ham sandwich?
A vegan ham sandwich.
What is that? Is that vegetable ham? What the hell is
It's
that?
a macaroon bar, dude. It doesn't look like ham.
Oh man, the
Look
light
at that.
must have
There's
hit it
caramel.
wrong.
There's
Yeah.
caramel.
Yeah, no, it looked like toast with ham and lettuce and tomato.
No, sir. It's a macaroon bar.
Oh man, now I'm hungry for a ham sandwich.
Mike wants an HLT.
I want an HLT.
You want some
'Cause
stromboli?
fuck that bacon. You know what I'm saying? Nah, saying. So 2014, we're all up in it. We're not going to be in it very much longer. In fact, when you're listening to this, welcome to next year. But before we do, fast forward to the 2015s.
Welcome to 2015.
Y'all, what's going on in 2014? What did you learn this year? Did you grow? Did you experience some cool things? Did you have...
Entertainment-wise, it was pretty good. You had some great movies. X-Men Days of Future Past.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I can't think of that one with Chris Pratt and Vin Diesel. There's The Tree. There's the little
Oh,
mouse
yeah, that's
guy.
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec. Yes, Parks and Rec was good.
The little rodent.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy was great. Then you had the little sleepers I didn't think would make it, like Begin Again. I saw Birdman.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I didn't even freaking see Birdman. Did it not? Really?
I liked it. Sean fell asleep.
Sean was Sleepy Sean.
You
You don't take Sleepy Sean to the fucking movies.
He was snoring about 9 minutes in.
Unbelievable. Whole year of 2014 blown on the movie
Really
Birdman.
did. He
Just
did.
ruined.
It was so
Did.
terrible.
Oh my God.
It really wasn't that bad. It was a good movie. It's a good movie.
Wow. I tend to lean.
This is the guy that liked Godzilla. Don't forget.
Oh, yeah. Nope. I'm on Sean's team now.
Fair
yeah.
enough.
I just took my shirt off.
Then there
to
was
join
garbage
Skins.
like Godzilla, but
If you're a Michael Keaton,
Oh my God, was that 2014 as well?
yeah,
Fuck my life.
that was the beginning of the
you a
year.
Michael Keaton fan?
I like Michael Keaton.
You're gonna love it.
No, you won't.
Was it worse than Duplicity?
Are you an Edward Norton fan?
I like Eddie Norton.
It's got both of them, man, and
Really?
they're stellar in it.
Okay.
Stellar.
Stellar. I like it. Sean still says no. Okay. So would you say that was the worst movie of the year compared to Godzilla? Go.
Oh,
Come on.
it's on. It's about even.
No.
It's about even because Godzilla was way too long, but
All right.
this movie was just. Eh.
Okay. Birdman, Godzilla, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Fuck one,
Marry
marry
one,
one, kill
fuck one, kill one.
It's like it's kind of like you know what I don't almost, and I'm not saying it's this good or this strong, believe me, but the comparison I would make is to maybe something like Death to Smoochie,
I love Death
in
to
that it's
Smoochie.
just like that kind of like dark humor, in that it's not gonna have like punchlines that kind of get out there and get you, but
I love Death to Smoochie.
the awesome acting. It also had Edward Norton in it.
Robin Williams, R.I.P. dog.
Yeah. Sorry, that's my comparison. Sean's face tells me he clearly disagrees, but
Well, I've never seen Death to Smoochie. So.
Oh my God!
throw
are
it on
you
your
kidding
list
me?
immediate. That's your number one movie to watch for 2015.
We've got so many other movies to watch, like
You do, but throw it at the
Like
top.
what?
Throw it at the top.
Batman v Superman and
Throw it at the top.
every other movie that I'm not going to watch.
Okay, so
That's Death to Smoochie.
as your list goes on, what else you got on there, entertainment wise?
Or was that the end of the entertainment?
No, I
I
mean,
mean, named 2 movies. He's got to have
He
more. in
named
there.
like 7.
well, then there's Fault in Our Stars. where
Yeah.
I weeped like a child.
Oh, I did too.
I got to watch that movie, except I don't want to.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna watch it and then you're probably gonna come and chastise us for it.
Even though
Why
you
would I
cried like a
chastise you?
Because you're
child.
gonna be like, guys, that movie was okay. If I was 13.
Okay, I
That
already
actually
don't
is a
like
dead,
it.
that is really a dead-on impression. Ian.
Just looking at Josh's
You've
face
been
just now.
practicing,
Did I nail
haven't
it?
you? That was a dead-on impression. I'm like,
I nailed it.
It was dead on.
Dead
I have
on.
to say, even your voice, that's crazy. That
Yeah.
new
Thanks.
microphone is
Compliments of the new mic.
That's nice. That's nice. So what else you got on there, kid?
got,
no,
buddy?
then it was just like all the It was all the hanging out we did and stuff. That was a lot of fun. Pinball Pete's late at night. There was that one night we were in Ann Arbor. I think it was that entire day. And they did the Harry Potter thing in the quad or wherever
That was a good day. That was a
Yeah.
good day. Yeah.
Yeah,
I went and took some random pictures of stuff and made a little story booklet out of the pictures.
That was the day I littered the University of Michigan campus with our stickers.
right on.
He did. Yeah.
So you made a small like a hair doll for your friend or what?
No.
He was
Okay.
just cutting people's hair.
I
That was the
misheard
night we
you.
broke into the not broke in, but we went into the law library.
Was it that night too?
Yeah.
That was a good
You guys
day,
had a
man.
long day, man.
Yeah.
So that
It
one
was.
day made up for Birdman.
We seriously.
Yeah.
Well, come on. Yeah. No. We woke up. Not.
Together.
I
I was Big Spoon.
I was gonna say not together. That. You got it.
yeah.
Yeah, we went and got breakfast in Ann Arbor and got coffee, and we just we walked around and we went to like a lot of like the small shops, the local shops, and checked out a bunch of that stuff, and then ended up meeting up with Phil and Michelle, and then spent the rest of the night there.
Drinking.
We got crazy. No, we didn't.
Drinking, smoking pot, doing lines of acid off the toilet.
No, it was a good day though. That
Okay.
would have made it better.
All right, hey man, you gotta have experiences in life.
Now, normally Josh is pretty quiet, but for whatever reason, the moment we stepped into the law library, he was the loudest fucker there.
He
Was
doesn't. He doesn't
Oh,
like
yeah.
the law, dude.
No.
he doesn't like the law. He breaks the law every chance he gets.
Or Braries.
Then every
he's a professional Brary hater.
then every corner I turn, Phil and Michelle be making out.
I don't remember that either.
Sean turns the corner,
Yeah.
looking up child law, and there they are,
There they
just
are, just
making
banging.
children.
Oh wait, was I loud because we were like trying to find Bert and we were like yelling for him?
No, we didn't care where Bert was.
That's true, we didn't.
But you just kind of took off. I was like, Scoop, where'd you go? And you're like, I'm over here.
Bert, if you ever listen to this podcast, I love you, man. You guys. So it sounds like it was an amazing day. Was that early summer?
Use guys. That was
Had to be early summer.
That was towards the end of
It
July.
was in
That's not early summer.
absolutely
at all.
not. It was
Okay.
it was mid June.
Mid
Like I
June.
said, mid-June.
Mid June.
It was mid June.
Because we opened our doors on late June.
Mhm.
So yeah, it would had to have been like
That's true, yeah.
early summer.
It was right when we got the
The labels.
pomade stickers.
Oh yeah.
The stickers
Oh, yeah,
were
that's
new,
right.
yeah, because
Nude.
Round.
I'm pretty sure it was before you were on your big
Mhm.
picture taking kick with your labels and your bottles and all that.
Yeah. Well, any other cool experiences there? Guy. I hate calling people guy. I hate being called guy, chief,
Come on, friend. Don't be that way.
friend,
Come on, pal,
pal,
buddy.
companion.
Buckaroo.
No one calls me companion.
Buckaroo.
I was like, even companion's a little bit of a stretch for this one.
Anything
unless
else
something-
entertainment wise?
Something else pops up, I'll let you know. Right now, no.
Cool. Monsieur Josh Bizdin.
The Last of Us.
Josh is French Canadian, so I'm just dropping that.
I have The Last of Us on my list.
I see that.
Unreal.
Wasn't that like late last year?
Well, it was last year, but the re-release was
The
this
re-release
was this summer. It
Oh,
came
so
out.
we get to count that?
It came out in August, early-ish August.
Wow,
wasn't
that was a recorded yawn.
It-
Yeah, it was early August.
it? It would be my vote for a game of the year again. That's right. Again.
What else?
Okay, so for me, no. Obviously, starting earlier in the year for 2014 was when I kind of started to get on my fitness kick and
Yeah.
my diet kick, all of which kind of turned my life around in that aspect.
Yeah.
So
Healthy body, healthy mind.
that's right. That's right. And speaking of healthy mind, probably my biggest highlight of everything through the year has been really has actually been writing for me, because it's something that I really enjoyed. And I had it's a little personal, so I won't go into great detail about it.
Just don't use the
this
word
time.
moist.
This time.
Okay.
But there is a source of inspiration out there for me.
Amuse.
A muse that really kicked things into high gear for me all throughout the summer and then maintaining through the rest of the year. And that felt pretty good. That felt pretty powerful, actually, to be able to get back into that and maintain it. That's definitely one of my highlights, because I'm really kind of all about like being inspired and trying to inspire others, and getting into the writing is how I do both, really.
Yeah.
This podcast,
This podcast, dude.
doing this podcast, starting this up with you guys,
It's on my list.
just being like, screw it, guys. We need to make this happen. We're gonna do it, and nobody just kind of went like, well,
Yeah,
like
the
we just made it happen.
We just did it.
The
We just
podcast
did it.
was on my list too.
Kind of.
Oh, you didn't you didn't say it? You
Nope.
didn't?
I didn't say the
Actually,
podcast at all.
Oh, I thought you. I'm sorry.
Nope, I'm a dick.
Nope. I'm just grabbing Sean's thunderbolts.
No matter
All
what.
up.
2014 for me was a year of discovery, or rather self-discovery, and actually the rediscovery,
Mhm.
Me too.
the rediscovery of the world.
Everybody
Around
discovers
me.
themselves.
Yeah, well, it's cool because we get to keep writing that story. So we might say, "Oh, I discovered something new." Well, in 10 minutes, you're going to discover something else new. So slow down. Anyway, as far as life in general, I learned I could
Easy
do
there,
things-
Marco Polo.
Wow, right on the banner for Netflix, just nonstop.
You know,
Marco
I'm
Polo.
gonna watch that show. I'm
I'm
watch
just
the first
gonna
couple
watch it to
episodes.
get rid of the stupid banner.
Not even the banner. I can't like the last two movies I've been to have played like these 15-minute segments about it,
Really?
and it looks really cool. Although
It
I've
does
heard
look
nothing
cool.
about garbage reviews about it.
It has like 5 stars on my Netflix queue.
All
But
of
that's
Netflix
what-
shows have 5 stars though, because
Because it's Netflix.
Netflix.
Except that BoJack Horseman, I won't even bother with that.
Yeah, that looked a
goddamn
little
thing.
even. That was
Yeah.
weird.
That was like King of the Hill drawing with garbage. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try it. Fuck it. I'll try anything once, right?
Fuck
right?
it, he'll try it live.
I'll try it live.
Don't ever tell yourself never.
I did learn that I could do things that I didn't think I could do, so that was cool. Faith in my abilities and the undying perseverance can set you on a path to your dreams. We went to a lot of shows this year, which was really cool. We met a lot of strangers who later on became some very valuable friends. So we love all you mofos. Also, we met a lot of people who encourage us to carry on and to keep doing our best. Really cool customers, really cool peeps. Josh,
Hi.
who's also a friend.
Yeah.
And
Sort of.
all the cool crafters that we just kind of said hi to, and that we didn't really have the time just because of how crazy busy the shows are, but we didn't also take the time. But this year will be time taking for all of you crafters out there. It was just a really cool experience.
The crafters themselves were very, very, welcoming, even to somebody new like myself. At the Dipsy, they had a dinner on Saturday night, and I went to that. And I sat with Jenna, who we had met through Handmade Toledo, and we were talking. We got to talking with a girl from Dang Argyle, and then we got to talking to her friends.
Yeah, she was really cool.
Yeah, Amanda.
Yeah, Amanda.
That was her name.
Table next to them. Cool peeps.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sherry sat like 4 tables back, so I didn't get a chance to talk to her all that much. But afterwards, everybody standing in front of the restaurant, and Marcy Davey, who ended up inviting us to her house, was like, "Hey, we're going to my house for an after party. Come along." And she was initially talking to everybody she knew, so I was just kind of like, "Well, I'll go home and do whatever." She goes, "Are you coming?" And I was like, "Yes." She goes, "Awesome. I'm Marcy, by the way." So we go to her house, very welcoming. Her husband was really awesome, a really nice place. And that's when I kind of learned that crew, that group of crafters is very closed off, but with good reason.
In a good way.
Yeah.
But yet very welcoming, very kind. They were welcoming without even knowing your name. They're welcoming to us when we walked into the show and we were newbies, So that was really something amazing, were those shows, because it was physical, like just being there and contact with these customers and these crafters and learning that, man, all of these people are in love with what they do. It just changed your perspective on that whole thing. Just crafting in general, being creative, coming from a background of just, again, working, X amount of hours, can't wait to get off of work, et cetera, to going into something where, hey, you got to make something with your hands and you like it. Let's see if other people like it. And then we meet the coolest freaking people. So that's a big one.
I know you said discovery, but yeah, I mean, education. You guys learned.
We did learn.
I mean, both of you, but yeah, you learned a hell of a lot.
We learned
this year,
and
man.
got learned.
We did. We got learned. Going there and speaking to these people about the show and them telling us about the previous year and how cool of a show this is, and then, man, we get boosts. We get boosts from people. I really think they see the spark within us that they had when they first started. So they want to make sure that we're taken care of as well. And that's cool as hell.
And you guys aren't selling crap.
We aren't selling crap at all. We're selling really good stuff. So there's that. 2014 also. Did you have anything else to say about that?
I was going to say one thing I also enjoyed, and this is more of a selfish reason, is that everybody enjoyed how we sold our stuff. The only person I don't think we got a compliment from that was in our area was at the Ferndale DIY, and it was that lady right next to us that was making parts out of like old typewriters and stuff. The only time she ever talked to us was when she wanted her business card.
Yeah, and even then. But we don't,
Yeah.
and I've said this to Sean before, we don't even really sell our stuff. We just kind of hang out, talk to people, and chit-chat. And they try our stuff out, they smell it, they like it, they get it. They don't like it, which I've not heard of any, but they don't like it, they don't get it. But it's something, there's something to it to talk to these people, the crafters and the customers. But also, so another thing for 2014 is I made something with my best friend, and that's my son. And I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of that.
Punk.
It is my...
Yeah, I only said that because you were pointing at me. I'm like, oh, he's about to get so sweet.
In your face.
No, you're that by far the highlight of your life, not 2014.
Yeah, 2014 though, he kind of overshadowed everything because
Right.
I mean, that's my I view him as more than, hey, here's just a kid.
Right.
He's my legacy. I love him. Yeah, it's crazy. I have this love for this person who is a complete stranger to me, by the way.
And it just
He just kind of showed up a few weeks ago. He's a complete stranger to me, and I love him to death.
I don't have my own, but I mean, I can only imagine it being, like, this is mine now. Like, what is it? What is all of this other crap that
Yeah.
I have? This stuff that I've collected is nothing because I have this now.
Yep.
You know?
I mean, yeah, it takes the material things and just they don't matter anymore. It's
Right.
like, hey, I got to take care of this kid 100%.
Yeah.
Give him everything I got. Give him his best chances, I say all the time. And also, I got a MacBook Pro, bitches.
A real one. This is no trick. This is no.
I'm gonna have Josh post a picture
I will.
at some point because it is very unusual. It's not brand
It
new.
is.
This is like fifth hand. This MacBook.
It's custom made.
It's custom made. It has that. Did he tell you any
Yeah.
like what his deal was when
yeah,
he made that?
the guy it was a friend of his, and the guy wanted it to match his car. And at the time, he had a yellow and white Ferrari. So the case is not the standard aluminum. It's I don't know what it is, but
Probably acrylic.
It's automotive paint.
yeah, it's
automotive.
It's Ferrari paint. It's Ferrari yellow metallic paint with the racing
So
racing stripes.
Mike is now using
Bumblebee.
a MacBook that looks like someone else's dream car.
Exactly. When you close it,
The funny thing is, like, Tony said, like 2 or 3 weeks later, the guy got a different car and did his MacBook another color.
oh
Man,
God.
So they just pulled the insides out. 'Cause that's something Tony does on the sides. He repairs Macs. He soups them up, fixes them. Just pulled the insides out and placed it in another case.
Yeah.
That's it. And the cool thing is, it's got a little green apple there. I mean, the thing was supposed to match this guy's car, and I feel like I got a pretty damn good deal, which is why I did this.
right.
He told us if we wanted to have like our cases with the Detroit Grooming logo on there, like engraved on the case, we could do it. It'd be like $200, but
Wow, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
I also know a person
But he's got a
with
Ferrari.
a laser.
with
What's
a
that?
laser.
But he's got a Ferrari.
He's got a Ferrari, and I ended up with his laptop. So,
Yeah.
I mean, either way, let me tell you something.
But-
Either way, this MacBook Pro was a win. I have a light-up
Yes.
keyboard, and I don't know how to use this thing. So it's going to be really exciting.
Oh
By
my
the
god,
way-
this
by the
morning
way-
was fun.
I love that you went
Disaster.
from like, yeah, my kid is everything, material bullshit, and I have a MacBook Pro.
I just wanted to drop the MacBook, mother.
Okay, there's material possessions and then there's MacBook Pros.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
this
did.
is
you
like a
really, you really needed that.
I'm
You
s-
really,
I'm securing this MacBook for my son. That's what I'm doing.
yes.
And
there
all
you go.
all funds for the Xbox One Joseph Fund
Yeah.
can
Yes.
just
Where's the
care of
donations
Tales
come
from the.
You just plus one to both of your lives.
Listen, this thing is amazing. My son is amazing. You guys didn't even hit on any TV that came out this year, like The Flash.
TV?
What happened to The Flash? Are you guys
And
still
I
hot
actually
on
I
that?
did. True Detective is I didn't, no, you're right. I didn't say it,
You
but I
didn't say
actually
it.
I made a note of it.
Tell what?
Yeah,
what's
man.
the deal?
True Detective, Sonic Highways.
True Detective was
those
awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't finish the whole series yet, but I'm catching up.
Uh,
As you just brought me the
it's-
Blu-ray today.
I did.
Oh yeah. Why does it
Yeah.
look so beat up?
It's because it's.
Is that part of the
it's
case?
Just, yes. Yes.
Here, Sean, look at this.
It's
It really looks like he kicked it around a few times before he's giving
I
it
think
to
he
me.
may have.
brand new.
And he says it's brand new. It looks like it's been through hell.
This is like the Taxman book,
I
isn't
just got it for Christmas.
Thanks for giving me your Christmas present for a little while.
Yeah, I'll get
it? If
that
it's
back.
anything like Reaper,
yeah,
you're not going to get
then
it for
again,
a while.
The deadline. The
He
deadline.
said this to me over and over again.
I want that back before my birthday,
When's your birth?
of 2016.
April 25th.
2016.
I'm skipping a year this year.
We're gonna start this immediately tonight, or start to finish it.
No, please start over because there's going to be so much great stuff. You know what? You were talking about how when you brought up The Shining, about how you love to watch for little things.
Oh yeah.
There are so many little things.
So I should be
for this
paying
show.
closer attention. I didn't
Yes.
really wholly pay a whole lot of close attention. But only
Yeah.
saw like 2 or 3 episodes in.
All the things that you can watch, all of the things that you can listen to, all the little nuances and dialogue and things that you may not catch, but also a lot of the backstory, because there's so much. I know that there's stuff out there that the director has said of just kind of like, well, here's stuff that I have written, all notes that I have like taken of like, here's more to the backstory.
But it said he never really.
Here's more to what this world means, and more to what this this guy's bad guy's religion or whatever you want to call it means, but we just couldn't really fit it into the show. So there is more stuff out there to absorb.
Does the way McConaughey smokes a cigarette bother you?
No, but
He smokes it like a joint.
He smokes a lot of them.
He smokes a lot.
He does. He does kind of smoke.
He
it like
kind
a
of,
joint.
you know, that's the other thing. Okay, so I quit smoking year before last. Watching just a few episodes of this show, I'm like, I need this guy. I need a cigarette right now. It's so weird.
It's so
it's like this.
infuriating. You need one.
Oh man, no, it's like the suggestion. You know that here he is lighting up one after another, and I'm like, I haven't had one over a year.
See, in mine, I have like the exact opposite. Like I watch him just chain smoke, and every time he like lights up a new one, I'm just like, are my eyes burning?
But you've never smoked before.
I
But
haven't.
You kind of do. Do you live with a smoker?
I do, but it's not like I'm always in direct contact.
So it doesn't smoke indoors.
He does, but it's it's not in my room.
Oh, okay.
I do unfortunately come into contact with it too much.
Yeah, that can't be helped.
But that's why. Yeah, like both my parents are smokers. You know,
Oh,
yeah,
right
I
on.
live with a smoker, so I'm always like, yeah. If I just watching it like that with like the chain smoking, I'm just like, it's burning my nostrils just watching it.
Yeah, I want to ask you guys as well. I mean, for 2014, what
Ask me.
was your favorite movie of 2014?
My favorite
I mean, since Sean
movie.
brought up movies, which was really, I didn't even think of that category initially. What was your fave? Don't say Godzilla. I'll stab you in the neck with a pen.
Begin again.
Godzilla again.
But Godzilla again.
Probably overall,
Godzilla and Our Stars.
I probably did
The
enjoy.
Fault in Our
I probably
Godzilla.
did enjoy.
I love it. The Fault in Our Godzilla. There are many.
That was rude.
There's much.
That hurt me. I'll probably begin again. Yeah, I probably did.
I got it. Is that the Mark Ruffalo one?
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
You really should see
I
it,
gotta
even though
see it.
you
I'm gonna
hate
see
Keira Knightley.
Look, I'm writing it
Watch
down.
it.
Keira Knightley, piece of wood. I almost wrote Brian McConaughey down. What was his name?
Brian McConaughey.
Mark. I don't even know who that is.
Not even close.
writing it.
Like I started writing Brian right
Not-
there.
Not even close.
This is an apology publicly to a Brian McConaughey. I
If
didn't
you're
mean it,
listening,
man.
BMAC,
Mark Ruffalo.
tell your brother we said hi.
Yeah, tell you you're not even important, Brian. We don't even like you. So yours was Begin Again, Sean?
Begin again.
Really?
I threw that out there before he even said anything.
Yeah, you did.
He stole my lightning bolt that time.
That time.
Fuck's sakes,
Listen,
about time.
if Thor was in here, he'd be really pissed. But I gotta say, I haven't seen Begin Again, so I'm gonna go with Guardians of the Galaxy. And I just recently saw it due to a
good one.
amazing gift from a friend. I can't say his name on air. His name is Josh, but we're not gonna say his name.
McConaughey.
I really appreciate it, man. We watched it pretty much right away. Even Joanna loved it.
Did she really?
Yeah?
Yeah, she
Nice.
loved it.
It really is.
It plays to everybody.
Yeah,
Plays to everybody.
it really does.
And the action, the actors were awesome. Just favorite scene, if I could just throw this out there.
Sure.
He gets that infinity stone is inside of that locked, like almost like a ball.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, it's locked in this ball. It's very intricate, and it takes a certain type of machine to unlock it. This infinity stone, which I guess is back from when the universe was created or something. So they're really powerful, essentially. And the bad guy Thanos wants to get his hands on him to make this gauntlet, Infinity Gauntlet. So the stone is in this intricate music type box, and the guy was the collector, right? He's like, "So I hear you brought me something," and he goes, "Yeah, it's something really rare," and he pulls it out of his thing, and then immediately drops it on the ground. I freaking loved it. Like Pratt's face in that moment when he dropped the thing on the ground, he just bent down immediately, picked it back up as though it never fell. I was like, I have done this move 1,000,000 times. Like, this is excellent, man. That movie, it hit on every cylinder.
They
I loved
did
it.
really well with Pratt's character and the fact that he wasn't altogether, like he wasn't the suave Han Solo kind of guy.
Yeah.
But they didn't make him seem like a bumbling idiot the entire time. Like he had his one misstep here and there,
Yeah.
and that's it.
It was funny to me through the whole thing to see like the figure of speech thing, how nobody gets figures of speech. Dude, there's so much there. It's like
Guys,
yeah, exactly. It's like they made fun of any alien race because humans were clever enough to come up with these figures of speech, but no other race of alien could have done that. But I hope Vin Diesel doesn't drop out, because who's going to do Groot's voice? Anyone?
The recordings they have.
God, dude.
Nothing goes over my head.
I
My
was like-
reflexes are too fast. I will catch it.
I can't believe, like, okay, he only said I Am Groot, but Vin Diesel just had to do that role. Like, he loved it that much.
I've only seen it the one time in theaters. How many times does Thanos actually make an appearance? I know in the
Once, and
beginning,
it's really long.
it's a really long.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
cool.
He's in a couple of different scenes.
Is he in
he?
a couple?
Yeah.
It was really my oh yeah, well, over like a video screen
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
But really you
Mhm.
only see him that one time,
Yeah.
but it's for a good chunk. I didn't expect that. I didn't
Right.
expect, like, when I just
Thanos
hadn't
sitting
seen
on his throne.
Thanos sitting on his throne and talking to his minions and stuff. I was like, God damn, this movie's sweet. I just didn't expect
Mhm.
that. And I didn't get to see it in theaters, and I'm kind of bummed out about that.
Yeah.
Kind of bummed out. I wish I would have, because I would have enjoyed the shit out of it in a huge screen with all that sound.
You would have.
Because, I mean, Baby Joseph, I love you, but I got to keep the volume down, bro. You know what I'm saying? You
Give
don't
him some
blow
earplugs.
your son's ears
Put him in the
out.
basement.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I considered basementing him several times.
Yeah, just put him in the basement. Put like a box over his crib.
Just like, how do I watch True Detective with Joanna with a newborn in the room? How do you do that?
He
Put a blanket over both of them.
Oh my God.
How much has she watched?
Same as I. Just 2 or 3 episodes.
I mean, was she
Well,
okay
we'll
with
end up
it, though?
starting over. Yeah. Well, okay, here's the thing. Joanna doesn't like simulated violence or real violence. She obviously wouldn't like real violence, but
There's
simulated
really-
violence is no good.
There's really not much in there.
Just the graphic scenes.
The graphic scenes and
Which
the pic-
bother
and
the
and
shit out of
yeah,
her.
and the pictures because they're all of like crime scenes and everything. So that stuff is a little.
That does bother her.
It's pretty realistic
And you know what I dislike about that? I think that's the only quality.
in the end.
Baby, I love you.
Without spoiling anything, the end is
Well, no,
pretty-
Investigation Discovery.
pretty gruesome.
The channel on TV, Investigation Discovery. They all have like real life crime shows.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love those, dude. I love those, and she can't watch them because
Oh, really?
There's the pen.
there's the pen. She can't watch those because they're just too. It's too real, you know. And then it becomes real for you, and you're like, "Dang, this could happen to me."
Yeah.
But I watch them because I'm fascinated by the chase, the detectives chasing down these murderers or whatever, and that process they go through. So that's why True Detective's amazing. You get that whole thing in a very dramatic.
The narrative and the characters in that are just unbelievable.
It's pretty cool. Another thing I wanted to bring up for 2014 were the console wars. So they started late 2013, obviously.
Uh-huh.
So my views have changed over a year's time. Yep. PlayStation 4. Have your views changed? You have both consoles.
Yes,
Sean
sir.
has had both consoles, or has had
Yeah.
one console and then the other at different times. I've only had the one. So you guys are more qualified to speak about this. So tell me, who won the console wars? If you take it from that, and leave the games kind of aside, because we know there are game exclusives and whatnot. But console wise, like, what's crisp? Which one's mint?
You know, you're pretty safe buying either one, honestly. To me, it is about the games though. I wouldn't want to cut that out.
Well, the overall experience, for instance, the console, the menu, the user interface, the
Has
controller.
Xbox One,
I was gonna say, has PlayStation cleaned their shit up yet?
no.
Because that was a hot mess.
Tell me
It's-
about their
it's-
shit.
It's still a mess.
Yeah.
What's a mess?
Because there's no order to it.
Their dashboard, I can't stand their
Yeah.
dashboard. No, wait, they did a little bit
Yeah,
now, right? Yeah, now you have like your 6 most recent hot items or whatever they are.
Yeah, and you can adjust that. You can adjust the entire dashboard.
And
to
then
be
the rest of
anywhere.
the stuff you have to kind of go up into the categories for and go through them that way. So they cleaned it up some. The Xbox One and the dashboard is improving greatly, from where it came from. It's still by far and away better.
I miss the old blades on the 360.
It's-
Remember those?
yeah,
The
it's
original
not-
360, the blades.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Were
the blade.
ridiculous.
So does Burt misses those two, and I was kind of like,
I always laugh.
we can get rid of
about
those.
that they used to call them blades too, but not Blade 2. That's a movie that
Mon
doesn't have Matthew
Premier.
McConaughey in it. But would you pick one over the other? I know you said it's safe to buy either, but would you
Right.
take one over the other one?
if I had to dump one and keep one, I'd get rid of the PS4.
Marry one,
I
fuck
would-
one, kill one.
PlayStation 4, Wii U, Xbox One, go.
Dang, do it. Do it for real. Marry one, fuck one, and bury one.
Okay.
Kill 'em.
Then
gotta
if I'm
kill 'em.
gonna keep it, then I'm marrying the Xbox.
You dirty slut.
Yeah.
Um,
When you banging.
I'm banging the PS4 because it's gonna go right. It's going out the door, so I'm getting a bang in,
That's right.
and then I'm just
Sorry,
killing.
Wii
I'm
U.
just killing the Wii U because I have no use for it at all.
Wow,
Dang.
that's mean. But I don't know if I would take that list simply because I have not experienced an Xbox One. But I want to send money
We'll
care
see.
of Mike, care of Baby Joseph's Xbox One fund. Sean, you have an interesting experience because you had played the other one pretty heavily,
Mm-hmm.
and now you have the other console. You have an Xbox One. So, what's the deal? What do you think?
I like the Xbox One more just for the feel. The dashboard's a little cleaner. I like the feel of the controller a little bit better.
That's my big one.
It's
Controller, yeah.
The controller on the PS4 just got big, and not that it's oversized, vertically, but it just like
It's a
it's
soft
meaty.
6.
It's
Yeah.
more. It is more comfortable. It's by far more comfortable than the DualShock 3
Oh, really?
because that was just kind
Yeah.
of like, I don't know. Here's like a piece of plastic. We're gonna kind of bend it a little bit, not to any
Yeah,
specific
It was
hand.
like PS3's was like wide open like that.
Like
Yeah.
like I have smaller hands and I couldn't hold that
you do
controller
have like bitch
comfortably.
hands, bro.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
Even you say my fingers are deformed too.
The
you
only
have that
thing-
one weird one.
The only thing I think I enjoyed about the PS4 controller was like the legs, I guess you'll call them.
Yeah.
They come out farther.
Okay. Yeah, because the Xbox One looks like a sleek, like a stealth bomber almost.
Yeah.
And there isn't much room. So your grip is okay. It's good, though.
Yeah, I like I said, I like the Xbox better. I like the controller better, but the PS4 controller is a lot better than the 3.
Yeah.
I'll agree. I also too like the interaction with it in Infamous Second Son, because there's little side missions where you got to spray paint something, so it requires you to turn the PlayStation controller sideways.
Oh, yeah. That was sweet.
And the controller makes like a can rattle sound when you
had
shake
to
it.
shake it. Right.
Yep, and then you had to use, I believe it was
Right trigger.
left trigger.
Left trigger.
It was either left or right, but you had to use it like a spray can.
Yeah.
You couldn't flip it, and you couldn't cheat like you could always do in the Wii. So you had to keep it vertical and use it, and then stay within the lines.
That was a lot of fun. I do remember Infamous Second Son. That was the first game I ripped straight through. I think you gave it to me to let me play it. I ripped straight through that bad boy.
Oh, you never got to do the bad ending, did you?
No, I only did the good
Ooh.
ending.
That bad ending was so sweet.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't finished either one. I need to go back to it.
Listen, man, that game is a hell of a lot of fun.
I know.
Just a hell of a lot of fun. I didn't like Infamous. I didn't like it. Second Son was awesome.
What
good.
didn't you like about it?
It wasn't as clean like this free running stuff.
Yeah.
The free running stuff has to be crisp for me.
You know, I go back and forth with the free running for Infamous and Assassin's Creed. One's way too much and one's not enough.
Right. One runs into a wall and decides, no, I'm not doing what you asked.
Yep.
I'm going to go over here.
Yep.
And that was Infamous. That was the
Mhm.
original Infamous for me. I was like, fuck you, dude. Do what I tell you. So Xbox One takes the day. Takes the 2014 champion
One
console of the world.
For
Are
me,
Are we locking this in?
my personal preference? You can lock mine in.
Sean?
Yeah.
Okay.
And our opinions matter.
Mine will also be for Xbox One because I haven't used it yet, but I'm not going against the crowd. This is crazy.
The only thing I regret not having a PlayStation 4 for will be
Nicely
Uncharted.
done. Yes. Well, here's
You're gonna have time. You'll get one by then, man.
Hopefully.
Yeah, was it next Christmas or something?
I'll
They
just
just
have to
said
steal one.
2015, which means dude.
Next Christmas.
Dude, 2015, man. Wait, listen to this show, gamers, because 2015 is going to be huge for gaming.
Yeah.
Mark
And-
my words.
and-
December. No, I'm sorry. It's January 1st. So
Yeah, bitches.
stay tuned to us, man. Lots of good stuff coming up for games. I guarantee it.
Yeah, we're moving into 2015, we got a lot of cool content coming up. We got a lot of cool guests coming up. It's going to be sweet. So let's get on to 2015. Are you guys ready for the new year?
Firing
Fucking about time.
firing off right away with our first podcast. Damn it, our second podcast of 2015.
We suck.
It'll
at
be our
kayfabe.
first
Is-
official.
yeah, our first official. Our first recording in the new year.
Yeah.
It's going to be a special. Our first special ever, so keep your eyes peeled for that.
Keep your eyes peeled, and if you don't like to peel your eyes, just listen. Okay? That works too.
Then soak your ass and listen.
I guess preferably listen. Yeah.
Soak your ass in Wesson. Is that what you said?
Soak your ass and listen.
So, what are you guys looking forward to in
Oh.
2015?
This shitty year to get done.
Oh yeah, after we just described how awesome it was. God, I wish I can't.
No,
wait till
there
it goes
there
away.
have been some highlights of 2014, but for me personally, 2014 has been shit. I absolutely cannot wait for December 31st to roll around, for that midnight to come in, and for me to restart all over again.
You know, I'm going to trump you on that.
Please.
I'm going to say that you don't need to wait until December 31st.
I had
I
my
kinda
mouth
do.
open to
I
say
kind
that.
of do.
Dude, you can start over in a minute from now.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know either.
It's almost ritualistic.
Yes, you're putting value on the day and date.
Yeah, I
Nobody
am.
else is.
That's fine.
I mean, not nobody. Everyone does.
Everyone
Everyone's
does. Yeah.
There's a saying for it, so yeah.
So new year, new me. That's what they say.
Oh Christ!
That's what
I'm
they
gonna be that
say.
guy.
You are that guy.
Fuck! I'm out.
We'll see Sean in 2016.
Oh,
Have a
wait,
nice day,
shoes.
friend.
I thought you took your shoes off.
Oh no, we reserve that to me.
That's 2015, Sean.
No, 2015. Looking forward again. Looking forward to another excellent year. Josh, you said you had something to share.
My path, really kind of where I came from, to being from my dark in my valleys to kind of like where I'm at now. You know, I had to recognize that like I needed a change, like, you know, at a certain point in my life. You know, it was when I was living alone. I didn't see friends or family all that much. And I was just really kind of down. I just kind of didn't know, like, I really didn't know what it meant to be me anymore. I was just kind of sort of in a zone of depression. You know, I wasn't really depressed. I was just kind of,
On your way.
yeah, you know, I recognized that I was just kind of alone and I didn't want to be where I was anymore. So, I recognized that like I kind of needed a change, and that's actually when I did move in with Bert, primarily so that like I could be like around friends and everything again. And just kind of jumping forward a little bit to try to shorten this up a little bit, but it's kind of where I started jumping into a serious friendship with hanging out with like Michelle and her family, and Pamela and Hunter and that whole group, that whole gang. And they kind of like really gave me a really good kickstart and kind of showed me a lot of things that like I needed and I knew that I needed from my life, and in creating this kind of like force of like positivity and this inspiration, because they kind of like scared the shit out of me, you know, when I first started hanging out with them.
In what way?
In that, like, you know, I was always kind of like, well, I guess I still am. Everyone says it, so I guess it's true. I was always like shy, quiet nerd hanging out. I never had much to contribute to conversations, and I wasn't, you know, I could be, and I knew that I could be, but I wasn't really ready and willing to be like that open and that fearless, you know, because that's how they are. That's kind of the way that I would describe them. So like watching them in the way that they are and the way that they handled each other and treated each other was really something that I just wasn't used to. But I mean, it immediately kind of opened me up to be, you know, a little bit more of who I could be, and be a little bit more fearless and a little bit more open. And that just kind of kept developing and progressing as we kept hanging out. So, you know, getting those experiences, you know, through them and everything really kind of cleared my path. You know, that was really like a big life change, a big moment for me, and being able to stop worrying about so much about, you know, so many little things, and not be afraid to really just be myself anymore. So I owe them a great deal, but to just kind of sum up with where you were hinting at, is it started because I recognized that I needed to make a change.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing, Josh.
Thank you.
Sean, any things to look forward to in the new year, or
Well, finally, we'll be able to do a lot of the craft shows that we had missed out on.
Yeah, early in the year.
There's a lot of...
You guys going to be busy.
We're going to be busy mofos.
From what I understand, there's a lot of out-of-state ones early on,
Oh,
like in
yeah.
the beginning
Pittsburgh,
of spring.
Ohio.
Pittsburgh, Chicago, Ohio, that we should jump on. We never got, we didn't get the chance to do that because we didn't open up until the end of all that.
Yeah, we didn't. We grew as organically as you can. So we started.
Yeah.
We started out with a few bottles and a few oils, and just growing from there.
You can everything. At least you can say, all right, we're doing this. We're going to be new year, new me. You can start off on the first.
Ugh.
At least with this, however you want to word it, but you can start off with this voice of positivity, in that knowing that, like, okay, I have all this time to give yourself this calendar year to be like, okay, every single thing that I do or say can be better than last year.
And it's all about incremental change anyway. So if you're going to lose weight, you just start making better choices.
Right.
If you're
Start
going to
throwing up.
9:30 every night. If you're going to work out, start working out, make up a thing for yourself and try it. And if you're going to, I don't know, stop smoking, try it. Always look for that thing that's going to make you better. If you use the new year to reset, use the new year to reset. Got a few days left. Actually, if you're listening to this, you have no days left. So, and if
Start now.
I fucking hope you didn't fail. If you failed, take me off your friends list. I'm kidding, Sean.
Search Facebook.
Search Facebook. I'm on Facebook right now.
Shocker.
So shocker. So that's the thing. We all have something to look forward to. You can say new year, new me. Doesn't matter. Next week, new me. People are always like, oh, I'm going to start doing this on Monday. Never do it. I know, because I do that same shit
I was
all
going
the
to say, I
damn
think that
time.
might be a big portion of my problem is, I'll just deal with it tomorrow.
Right.
I'll be different later.
I was like, I'm going to, I stopped
How many
drinking.
times have I tried drinking pop?
Dude, I was just going to mention that. I stopped drinking pop for almost a year.
I remember.
Over a year. And now I'm like, I'm going to stop drinking it. I haven't.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's me. I just don't fucking want to stop.
Yeah.
So if I really wanted to do something, I'd just do it. I feel like nothing could hold me back from that. And Josh is a good example of that. His running, his diet, everything changing like that. And who cares? If the man eats a goddamn ham sandwich right now, like he's eating this ham sandwich, it's like double deluxe with salami and pastrami.
Vegan ham. Yeah.
Vegan ham. You know what? So what? You fail. You fucking move on. You learn. You roll out. You move on. That's what 2015 is all about. It's going to be new, time to restart, if that's what you do, if that's your thing. And if you fail every single year after the second month of trying,
We all know primarily what is and what is not going to work for us, what's going to motivate us. If you don't know and you're winging it, try something. If it fails, try it another way.
go ahead, fire away, friend.
At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us.
Well, thanks for joining us on another adventure and another episode of Tales from the Void podcast. We've been your illuminating hosts.
White Buffalo. I'm Joshy.
And I'm Mike. We'd like to give a shout out to our Pittsburgh brethren in NetWaves, the 1UP Cup. Find them on Facebook, Twitter, and their blog at oneup-cup.com. Also, remember to visit our sponsors. We're brought to you by Detroit Grooming Company for all your gentlemanly needs. You can find them on the web at Detroit Grooming on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit their sweet-ass website at DetroitGrooming.com. Go get your man stuff. And don't forget Cellador Soap and Skin, of course. Find them everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at CelladorSoapandSkin.com on the webs. We love you, Brandon. I'm sorry.
You know what? We've given Brandon enough love. I think that's good.
All right. At 2014, we close it out with a "We love you, Brandon." Lastly, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter at Tales from the Voidcast, YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, and that'd be it. At Tales from the Void. Thank you for joining us in 2014. We hope you continue in 2015. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Suck it.
Good night.